This is the Canon Film Guide, and today I'll be going over the Canon AL-1. This came out in 1982, and it follows on the heels of the very popular A1 and the F1, and it was kind of Canon's attempt at understanding the market for focus and autofocus SLRs. You might remember from my other video that the AF-35 came out in 1979, and that was kind of its sort of compact, noisy, but fully autofocused camera with different technology, right? The IR beam or the CCD. This one tried something different. And to that end, Canon really didn't spend a lot of effort aside from that focusing technology. I really wanted to see if there was demand for this kind of, technology. So if I shift over the focus, you'll be able to see through the lens this really neat crystal pattern. Let's find out what it does and why it's important. Let's take off the lens and take a look at this pattern. Now, I don't know the full details of why this specific pattern is of a smart design as such, but if you actually activate the bulb mode on this, so you'll notice that there is a pattern right there, and the Canon engineers claim that what it does is by sort of selectively refracting light back to a set of CCDs that are hidden right below, which you can't actually see. But in fact, you might be able to see if you bring this up a little bit, that there is a mirror underneath there. There's another mirror. And what that mirror does is it refracts some of the light that gets through, because this mirror is actually not 100% mirror. It actually refracts some percentage of light down to this additional mirror. That mirror then sends light to 3 sets of CCDs here, which determine, among other things, the most important thing is contrast. Canon engineers determined that essentially, if you can determine a huge amount of contrast, your camera should be the most in focus. Like you can think of it as another way of thinking of sharpness, right? So for example, if you have bad eyesight like I do, everything is blurry, there's no contrast, everything is sort of a mess. But if I put on glasses, everything is in sharp contrast. There is sharpness and contrast aren't the same, but effectively I see more of the edges and more of the view, and therefore the photo is in focus, or what I'm seeing is in focus. So what this crazy pattern does is it selectively sends some amount of light, obviously up to the viewfinder and down to the additional mirror right behind it, and which leads to a set of CCDs, which you can't really see, but there's a bank of 3 right here. 1 for too much contrast, too little contrast, and just the right amount. In case I've done a spectacularly bad job at explaining this, Canon has made available in the April 1982 edition of Popular Photography a full 2-page ad on the Canon AL-1, one of which includes a diagram about how the mirror mechanism works. So there's the viewfinder, there's your main mirror going across, the one with a crazy pattern, and there's a sub-mirror. That sub-mirror refracts a certain amount of light, not all, down to a bank of 3 CCDs, and based on those readings it's able to tell if you need to focus more, focus out, or just you are at the right amount of focus for your shot. And so anyways, a nice little camera, certainly worth picking up at your next store visit or a junkyard, and I hope you enjoyed watching.